Ooh. Oh. Oh.
That's a good one.
Wait.
What is
you're
it?
like-
He's gonna take it forward.
Oh.
He's gonna flip it up. Oh, he's gonna lift it up.
Ah, that's
Oh,
a good.
What was that? Oh,
That was a. Oh,
that's-
dude,
that's a
off the
good
table.
Icebreaker.
oh my god.
Hey! Excellent icebreaker for today's
Great icebreaker.
episode
Wow.
of Dojo Cast, episode 11. Today we have Sareth is our special guest today, which he's actually here every time. You just don't know him. He's in the background. He's helping organize you scoundrels in the chat. But today, we of course have Hatena and myself, Stone, and Hyun is napping. He's just resting.
He needs a little sleep.
He's
Prescribed
this
sleep.
is- yeah. We were speaking to, I believe the yeah. Checking in to make sure. It looks like he's taking his prescribed 6 to 8 months nap. I love the location choice. This is just as we discussed previously.
Why are you transparent and glowing?
Bad news. So I passed away in the artificial world, and but essentially I don't understand existence in the first place. But I can still help those who are living, much like Hyun over here.
Are you the same AI doctor that was in the AI hospital?
Yes, the AI doctor from the hospital. Yes, thank you. Yes. I'm just checking up on the patients and doing my rounds. I can kind of do it anywhere now since I've sadly passed away. In stage 5.
Okay.
Terminally okay as well, but
we're kind of doing a thing here. So no, I didn't mean to like offend you. I'm just like we got a thing going here, and you're kind of like coming in and interrupting it.
Mellow.
Yeah, interrupting. I mean, yeah, we're just checking. We're making sure he's good. So yeah, everything's fine. Okay. Well, thank you so much for taking care of him, and I'll be back later.
Yeah, of course. All right, bye.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Oh, I can't.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice that she comes and checks up on him.
Yeah,
I mean,
but like, have you seen her?
True. She's not looking too good either.
No,
Why are we
she's
taking
not.
advice from an undead
Right?
AI doctor? Yeah. What the?
It's crazy. It's a ghost and it's an AI. It's dead.
Yeah.
I just
Sliced
realized
removed
that.
from reality. What the?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So, we have to make sure that he's okay. But today we're going to be answering questions in the chat. We usually don't interact with the chat directly, except for at the very end for Q&A. But we're hanging out with you guys tonight, and we're going to be looking at some videos of things. Yeah, just kind of perusing it and checking stuff out as we kind of answer your guys' questions and interact with you guys in the chat. So it's a more chillaxed episode tonight. So what's up, everybody? How are we doing?
More interactive.
Yo, what's up, everyone?
How we doing? How we doing? Dude?
We'll kind of be taking questions throughout the whole thing, but I'm curious about you two. How have you guys been doing? I'd ask Hyun, but he's busy.
He's doing really well.
He's resting.
We don't even have to ask him.
I mean, I don't think he's ever gotten this much sleep, honestly.
Yeah. How are you doing,
I'm
Hyun?
jealous.
No,
Awesome.
let him sleep. Let him sleep. He deserves it.
He's doing really hard at work.
I mean, I'm doing
But
good,
yeah.
man. I've been working on a couple joint projects this week. I have one that's with GAH, and we're doing Andre versus Alpha, and he's animating Alpha, and of course he's an absolute beast when it comes to everything. And so that's a lot of fun. And then I'm also working on another joint project with Exortine, who's also a freak, and it's his Arishi character versus Andre, but he drew Andre, like the initial frame layout, and he drew the weapons. This hammer is so big and so unruly. It's an absolute nightmare to use because, like, even just blocking with it or doing attacks with it, it covers my entire figure. Like, the head of the hammer is larger than the entirety of Andre's. Yeah, just the head of it. So like if I'm blocking with it, I have to make sure, or swinging if I go to like a 3D. Anytime I swing it, it covers my entire figure as it rotates around. So it's a lot of fun. But Exortine's an absolute master of doing smear stuff. Yeah. So he literally draws a head for me in a guide. He's like, do this, and I just like copy it.
And Michael Hillman, thank you for the $10.
Yes, thank you,
Michael.
Thank you.
Appreciate it very much.
Guess we could also do that this episode, so we don't really have as much structure this time.
Yeah, we can. We can just read out supers.
Wow, crazy! You hear that, guys?
Yo, it's cool.
Yeah. And then we have. I also have the next episode of Andre's Arena is versus Koa, and it's actually the animation's done. I just have to do like the post editing for it. So that's kind of what I get going on.
That's neat.
Yeah,
that's neat. Well, Sareth, you got anything that you're working on?
I've been doing the thing for your collab on the side.
Yes.
And I'm actually having a lot of fun. I'm actually just trying to figure out the actual like exit scene. So that's like what the part I've been like having trouble with, because originally I just wanted to like straight up kill the character, but I'm like, you know what, I should not do that because it just doesn't feel right to kill off my own character yet. But yeah, besides that, I've been doing a Dojo Duels animation series. I've been trying to, and it's been like living rent free in my head for like a long time. So I started like finally doing it because like a friend has been really encouraging me to do it. So I thought like, yeah, let's just do it. Let's just start it. And it was hard because I don't know where to start, and I just kind of just jumped into the deep end and just started doing it. Even if I didn't have everything planned out correctly yet or finely tuned, I just went in and started doing it. Because I felt like I'm always going to want to like add a little bit more to the story, add a little bit more to the dialogue and the world building. So I feel like I was never going to get to the point where I felt ready. So yeah, best way is just to go straight in. So I did, and it feels really good.
Yeah, I think that's the way to go. I think a lot of people just kind of sit on their ideas and projects and wait for them to get to a point where they're ready. But breaking news, you're never going to get to that point. You're always going to be at a point where you're wanting to go back and fix things. So the best thing to do is just go for it and then improve it while you're working on it, and then release it and then move on to the next project. Let it speak for itself and let it be its own piece in time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Actually a good topic.
I'm working on, of course, the rock paper scissors collab, but I'm also working on an animated series. I don't want to say too much about it, but it's like a weird mix of Stick Figures, Ed's World, and Amazing World of Gumball.
Oh, cool.
But I think that's all I'll say about it.
Daunting.
No idea when that's going to start coming out, but we got the first episode, like, all the boards done. We're getting the voice acting done. But that's a big one.
I think you already have me hooked. The fact you just said Ed's World, because I used to watch that a lot on Newgrounds. So you was a big fan.
I mean, I've wanted to do something like it for a while, but I've, been so stuck in the action side of animation. But I figured I'll just try it, and if it works, hey, cool. But if not, oh well. At least I tried. At least it's a piece of its time.
Oh. Without saying like too much, is it going to be more story focused, or is it going to be?
It's comedy focused. It's very comedy focused. And we might implement story, but we're mainly focused on comedy.
Comedy, okay. And it's going to have a cast of characters as well and stuff, right?
Oh yeah, you'll get more info when it's closer to release.
Damn.
Or I might just drop the pilot with no announcement. I think that would be kind of funny.
That'd be great.
That would be fun. Yeah, I was thinking of doing that too. Just like run straight in and post things now without thinking too much. Like no trailers, no like hyping up people. Just it just drops one day.
Exactly. Well, chat, we'll take questions if y'all have any. Feel free to let us know.
Yeah, go for it, dude.
But yeah, I mean, the RPS collab, those who don't know, rock, paper, scissors, I announced it several times in previous episodes. and it might be like over an hour long. So I got my work cut out for me, and the entire thing's going to be completely custom original music.
Ooh, nice.
So I'm kind of
let's go.
digging my own grave, so to say.
So I do see a question from Poetry. How's the Dojo site reconstruction? Is there an ETA? Hyun has been working on it.
He's working
by
on it
himself
right now?
mostly.
Yeah, look at
Yeah,
him. He's hard.
He's
he's
working
hard
on
at
it.
work right now.
he's
Right, buddy?
hard at work right now. He's
Yeah,
just
it's
taking
more
a
of
quick
like
break.
it's more of like a quantum. It's like worked on a quantum level. So it's like not you can't see it in the physical realm yet. That's why it
Yeah.
looks like he's not doing a whole lot. But realistically, he's there's a lot going on.
He's just gonna be that good.
Yeah, I'm noticing a lot of questions that require Hyun to be here.
Really? Let me see.
Yeah.
We can just let him answer.
Oh my
we can just let him
God,
answer. You know.
yeah, what about okay, Hyun, where's 1 minute melee?
All right. Yeah. Where is it, buddy?
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a good.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good.
Well, you heard it here
Wow, I
first,
couldn't-
folks.
Yeah.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Brings up a good point.
All right.
honestly.
I think here's a good one. I'm planning on going into an art college to learn / improve my animation skills. What are things that I should look out for in order to get what I want? Well, what do you want?
I would say make sure that you have a good living situation, because if you're going somewhere for the college, my brother and sister are both in college, and the housing situation is a nightmare. So I know that is not necessarily direct for art and animation itself, but you're going to want to make sure that you're at a place that you can stay at for a while that isn't going to be like insanely expensive or with like a ton of roommates. So I know fundamentally that's different, but I would say if, as vague as that is, that's probably a really good thing to have locked in for whatever
Yeah.
college you're going to be attending. Make sure that's
Yeah.
well taken care of.
Yeah, because that's gonna be like primarily where you're gonna be at. So you want to make sure that's good. Because if you're staying at a place that's not that fun, or with a bunch of people that you don't enjoy just hanging out with,
It's
you're not gonna have a good time.
It's
Yeah,
gonna be hard to work too. Like if you're like, you know what I mean? Hard to study, hard to work, hard to animate.
yeah. I honestly think we can't really say like what you should be looking for because you might have to like decide that for yourself. But what I will say though is if it doesn't work out by the end, don't let it be the be all end all of things either, because a lot of like animations and art productions in the industry, they don't actually really mind too much if you have a qualification nowadays. It's more like it's just your portfolio. So if you could set up a really good portfolio, you're golden. You're good to go.
Yeah. Use it for skill building for sure.
Yeah.
Did we ever properly introduce Sareth?
I did not. I mean, I mentioned Sareth, but I didn't actually give him a full proper introduction. He's just this little otter down here. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we just kind of skipped over it.
Yeah.
It's because I'm
terrible at
always
introductions.
technically here. I'm always
Yeah,
doing
he
it,
is.
and it is worth
Yeah.
it.
He
Just
is.
that
The
it's
behind the
used to it.
signs wizard.
Yeah, so Sareth is always behind the scenes with us. He's in every call, every podcast. They're helping us behind the scenes with keeping track of your questions, bringing them to us, moderating chat, etc., etc. But yeah, we thought we'd bring them on to fill in the whole Hyun being asleep thing.
Yeah. So I'm only here for this week, and then next week, when Hyun's finally awake again, I'll be going back down into the crypt of moderating.
I saw
Yeah,
I saw Hamstring ask about Dual Death Course. The thing, it's a little bit up. I love Dual Death Course. It's one of my favorite things back in the day, but it is very difficult to put together, and there's some like visual issues that come with it, as like the subsequent similar collabs kind of like ran into. So I don't know if it would ever come back.
Yeah, let me pull it up for those
In a
who
big
aren't
way,
aware.
but yeah, we can check it out.
Oh yeah. Let's put that up. Wait, Dual Death Course.
Yeah.
Were you like a part of that? Were you doing that?
I made it.
What is this?
I made it! It was my
Oh,
original. It was my
damn.
original
You made
idea.
this?
It was my original idea. The original Dual Death Curse. Yes.
Wow.
I was working at a coffee shop, and I was trying to think of like new and inventive things that would be like really exciting for people to animate. and I just had like I had a vision really. I was like sleeping, I don't know, took a nap or something, and I just saw this. I saw this thing where it's like, okay, I would love to be able to like hand animate or something that's complete, and they have to like navigate it, and I think that'd be so fun. And then I was like, but I want to see people work together on it, because I think that joints are really good for skill building, and it's a lot of fun, and I think that people could really really showcase a lot of creativity in a bunch of different ways if given the same obstacle between two different people. And I just had this image of like an overwhelmingness. I wanted to see like this overwhelming amount of characters all spawn from one location. And that's kind of where the duel... I didn't make the background itself. Turquoise actually did the actual background.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But the concept initially, it came out perfect. It was exactly what I had in mind, because I wanted this thing to just be, especially the start, it was exactly what I was looking for. Just this overwhelmingness, just seeing everything, it just looks crazy. And then beyond that, the original file was actually navigatable with the arrow keys. So you could actually look around and zoom in and out as it was playing and look at separate parts. And then Hyun took it and he started actually creating these like little shorts where he would go through and just like showcase individual chunks or parts.
Oh,
and that was brilliant.
This.
Like that was brilliant. Like
this.
he would take his favorite ones, compile them together, and then like show just those ones off. Mm-hmm. The issues were with it was one, like the lack of clarity. Two, Flash 8 wanted to literally just like explode back then, because all it was a graphic background that you can interact with, and then every single part was just a movie clip. So everyone's jointed part was just a movie clip, and some people went so crazy with it, where they have like, you know, see the part at the bottom right, it's like a huge dinosaur comes up and stuff, which I loved, because it just added to that like extra layer of just like insanity of everything happening. But the cool part about the Dual Death course, and I knew that this was going to be a big issue with just people submitting for a collab in general, is I wanted everyone to be able to participate, and how I got them to be able to do that is like, if you can't complete the entire course, all you have to do is just off your characters. There's something nearby, no matter where you're at, to off both of your stick figures or one of your stick figures. So just, if you guys lost inspiration or your partner's not sending it back or whatever, just throw them into a wall and jump into the nearest spike. And so that was it. So it was perfect, because it didn't matter how dedicated you were or weren't to it. You could have as much fun as you wanted with it. You can go as far as you could with it, or you could just simply just like die into the first obstacle. The only rule is that we didn't want someone to just like teleport to the end and avoid everything. Yeah. So Only did exactly that and made one of the most hilarious parts ever, where he just like anime summons his character and then just like levitates across the entire thing and then sets himself at the finish line. But other than that, it was it was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. And was this the first of these obstacle course-esque collabs?
It should have been. Yes, it was. Dual Death Course was the first one.
Because then I know that's like, those are among like the most popular videos on the entire channel.
That was my first idea for that. I was working at my coffee shop, just writing down, and I have pages and pages and pages of ideas of like these. 20 Seconds to Die was made the same day. The collab where we killed off a stick figure, and then it has like a menu, and you can go through and like pick through each one. As like a collab idea. That was really fun.
I remember like we did something like this again, but it was also like really successful and good. But like what we did is we did like every part like one by one. We didn't do like all at once, and I think like it was good, but it is cool in its own way. But I think it's still a lot cooler seeing it all go at once. So we learned from that, and the next time we did it again for like a Christmas collab, we just made everyone on like a dev course. We did it all like the same time again.
So I love this.
Yeah, people enjoy that. Whoa. Yeah,
I mean, I personally, I adore the ones where we get to see the individual animations separately, so that way they have more freedom to do whatever they want. They control the staging and the VCam and whatnot.
Right.
Like you wouldn't.
The point was back then when you were able to control it was that you would just have it loop, and you would just watch it, and then you're interacting with it. It was supposed to be like kind of like a game, because you're able to like navigate it with the arrow keys, and you were the camera, so you decided what you were watching. So you could essentially, like what we're doing right here, you were the VCam and you would just navigate it yourself personally. But yeah, there's one other idea I had was you can actually make things. This is another idea that was made the same day. You can actually make things in 3D by taking the I think it's like the red, like when you go to a 3D not so much the new theaters, I think they're a little bit better, but like the old school 3D theaters where they give you like the red and blue glasses.
Oh yeah.
So I actually figured out that all you have to do for every animation that we ever made for the portal, I was going to take some of the top ones and make them into 3 movie clips and then tint them those different colors and then sell the 3D glasses in the store, or you can buy them with like ounces, and people could actually watch the animations in 3D at home because it'll actually project from screen. I was just trying to figure out like weird and wacky ways to like either have the users interact or watch something completely different.
Yeah, that's really clever. Yeah, remember you're always like really good at that. Holy crap, that's a good part. I remember this. Is this the? Oh yeah, this is the one where everyone wanted one, right? One at a time.
Yeah, this is one of the ones where there were 4 parts to this one specifically because there were so many entries.
Yeah.
So much flavor.
But yeah, I mean, I can go to part 2. There's so many entries.
That's cool.
Then let's try that Christmas one, because that Christmas one was a lot more similar to the dual death cars.
Yeah, because I think we realized that people enjoyed it a lot more when it was all going at once. Even as crazy as it is, it's because people don't want to watch like a whole hour of this happening.
I mean, I do, but like I'm built.
Yeah. the layering is different too. Like I talked to Hyun about this, how like since it has like a little bit of a 3D plane in this, it became like just a nightmare because he had to keep like moving people's layers back and forth because certain effects and stuff would like step through the middle of other characters because they're on a different, x-axis or z-axis of the plane that they're running on. I'm like, oh my god, that makes my stomach hurt just thinking about it.
I actually feel
I never want to host something like this. This is just so
much work. So much work.
I was actually there helping him compile it because it was just too much, and he almost didn't make it to his own like Christmas party. Because of this collab. It happens like every year. There's like, every time there's like a Christmas collab, he goes all out on it because he wants to make people happy, and it's awesome and stuff. But he ends up not having like that much time for himself after every Christmas. So after a while, he was just like, no more, just no more. I can't do this every year. I had to help him like compile this one. It's just too much.
Yeah, but whenever they happen, they're fun. And he had like a new Santa for everyone.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I love the storyline.
Really smart to do it for this collab. Because for your dual death course, every animation played at the same time. But there were plenty of entries in this one where he could just have several different Santas being killed by a new group of people.
It was totally a foreign concept too, so a lot of people initially weren't sure how to do it. Like I tried to make it as like simple as possible, but I think people couldn't imagine how the net result was going to be because there hadn't been anything like it. And when they were just submitting their course, like they would submit it like, okay. And so some people like, there was a lot of parts as you saw in the first one that just like off themselves really quick, like on purpose. Yeah. And they didn't realize like, oh my God, wait, hold on. And that's where Dual Death Course 2 came out. Because they're like, I want to actually like really try now, because they just thought it was gonna like dissolve, or it just didn't make sense to them because they didn't know any idea what it was gonna look like with all the parts in it, because they couldn't imagine having like 50 animations in one animation.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I think we move on to a new question.
Yeah.
How do you motivate yourself to actually work on animations every day?
So I don't know. It literally is like something that Tokarev asked that I believe earlier. That's something that just like lives within me. I have this unwavering drive when it comes to something I'm interested in. It's a buff and it's a nerf at the same time, because I will go 110% into it. So when I'm into animating, I can't not do it. I eat, drink, sleep, breathe that thing. And so I will animate until there's no more hours left in the day and beyond, and then struggle to go to sleep, wake up, and want to do it again. So I really don't have any specific like direct reason for that other than I just love animating and I love the people that are in the community animating, and I love watching animations. They get me inspired, and I'll sit there and pick apart like 10 or 15 frames in animation for a couple hours just because I'm just so geeked out about how someone's brain took something that didn't exist and then made magic on the screen, and I just love getting in their thought process on how they did it, and then I go from there and I just try to do my own version of that same thing because I feel like if I'm doing this, someone else is going to look at it and maybe they have the same feeling and reaction, and I just think that's magic because it's just from your head. You're creating a whole world or a whole display from nothing.
That's the same for me. What about you?
When I made Rebalance, I didn't know any of this. I love the movements. I don't know. It's just like, it's free flowing. So fun.
Yeah, I don't.
What about you, Antonio?
I mean, I can't go every day, but I'll have my moments where I'll be in a very animation mood for like a couple months. But my interest constantly gets split, and I like to do so many different things. I do music, I do streaming occasionally. Obviously, animation collabs are a huge one. There was a time I tried to get into game development, but that didn't really last long.
Oh yeah, I think that's where I split off too. Sometimes I go into like game development, I get like distracted by that.
Yeah, for me, it's more so how do I like find a motivation to work on anything for several days at a time, for months on end, years on end. There's just something within me that really enjoys it, similar to Stone, but just a more broad variety.
Yeah.
Right.
So if there's like a project that had like multiple factors to it, then you would switch up ever so often to like the next part. Like you do the music on it, then you would do the in-betweens, or then you would do the story.
Yeah, I think that's why I had so much fun with the third Stuntman collab, because there were so many different elements to it. Like if I was tired of one specific thing, like compilation or rewatching the whole thing and then finding things to fix, then there's plenty of other things that I could do. Like there were a lot of custom animations in that one especially. A part of it was having other people come in and animate for empty spaces in the collab. Some of them I had to animate myself, and I had other people help me with those animations. That was just a huge project where I could do so much stuff.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I can't ever seem to go every single day for multiple months on end just animating. I constantly need to be doing something different.
I want to do that. I want to be in that headspace that Stone's at, but it's like really hard to keep at it because I also sometimes feel the same way as the Tena do. I feel like I need to change it up a bit. But it depends on what it is. If it's like storyboarding or just straight animation, then I'm like all game, and I can do it for like a very extended periods of time. But then you get to a point where you finish all of that, or you've done like all the cool parts, and then you need to go back to like in-betweening and stuff like that, and it's not as fun, and that's where I started like losing motivation to do it.
Yeah, I can see that.
So, yeah, just listening to what like Stone does and his ways of going about it is like very inspiring to me. I want to be there.
Yeah, we envy you. Stone.
It's fun and then not fun at the same time, because then it's like I'm a normal human person that has to do other things. But I mean it wholeheartedly. Like I'll have coffee, breakfast, I'll take the trash out, let the dog out, and I'm like, okay, is there anything else? I put my hands out, and I'm like, okay, is everyone good? Yes. Okay. And then I just like I just disappear. I just like and then I blink and it's 1 a.m. I'm like, ah! Oh, I'm so hungry. So much time. It's time blindness. Time blindness. Severe time blindness. Yeah. Time just goes. It does have drawbacks for sure. Because it's just like tunnel vision on the one thing.
Yeah. Actually, I feel like that too, where I've animated on things, and if I go back and I try to think about the parts that I actually worked on, I don't remember it. It's all a blur to me. Yeah. I don't actually physically remember working on it. I just see the end result. I'm like, whoa, where did this come from? Did I make this? Yeah.
It's like snapshots. I can remember like snapshots of time, and that's about it.
I actually had a hard time learning a lot of animation stuff, like all the skills. I didn't even know about the 12 principles until like many years later.
Yeah.
I kind of just did it, and I did it so much, and I did it over so many times that eventually something clicked, and I was like, this looks better when it's positioned here instead of here, or this looks better if it's stretched like this, right? So I kind of
Right.
wish I had the dojo community like it is nowadays, because everything is so well archived and there's so many people that can help you.
Yeah.
Because back in like I was seeing Fluid Atoms, like everyone was kind of like reserved. Like people sort of told you sometimes tricks, but nobody really said too much about the actual process. People kind of just did it and they posted, right?
Yeah.
But
and you just lived on those one of those little tests that people would post.
yeah, and I didn't even know about like filter effects until I finally just got someone's like file and I opened it and I was like, whoa, what does it look like?
What?
This is amazing. And I clicked on it and I started like analyzing and trying to figure out why does it look this cool. And it's like, oh my god, what is this filter effects? And that's when I started learning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll go next question. I
Oh,
see.
boy.
Directed to Sareth. How is it working for Gilded Guy, and do you think you'll ever do it again?
Gilded Guy. I'm actually game. I'd be down to do it again. It's just like there's so much going on that I don't think I'd be as prevalent or adamant on it this time around. I was actually already working on like the one with the dragon one, but I was only there at the very beginning, and I realized that there was a lot of projects coming in my way, and I couldn't do all of it at once. So I just told them like, "Oh my god, Gilded Guy, I'm sorry, but I don't think I can do this all at the same time." So I had to like dip for a little bit from it.
So
And,
he has
yeah,
multiple things going on like at the same time. So it's not ever just
no.
focused on a single video.
Oh wait, my bad. Sorry, I meant like I was having multiple things, so I couldn't
You're
like
on
do
the
it.
stuff.
Oh, you were having multiple things.
Yeah. So I had to
Gotcha.
like dip from the project, unfortunately, because I knew that I was only gonna be sort of there, and I felt pretty bad if I was at the end and I was credited, if I didn't even really do that much. And he needed like a bunch of people like for this one because it was a very long animation, right?
Oh yeah, 30
And I
minutes.
just told him, I just told him he should probably swap me with someone else, and I should probably dip from this one if I could. So I only worked on like the very start of it, like a little bit.
Yeah, but
yeah,
would you come back to it again?
Yeah, I'd be down to do it again if he's game for it. But he has like so many people like working on it right now that I doubt he'd need me again.
So I see Thunderblaze says, "Is it possible for Gilded Guy to be on the next Dojocast?" And I think we'll just do that. I think next week
Yeah.
probably. We'll just do that.
I'll
and
reach out to him.
I don't think. I think next week we have someone different, right?
Is it?
Oh, we do?
Yeah, I think it's Lori and Mastoni.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
you're
Gilded will have to
right.
wait. He'll have to wait for the week after that then. Sorry, Thunder.
Yeah, but
The week after that.
we'll see. We'll see. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we have someone even as scheduled the week after Lori and Mastoni, but we'll figure it out. Eventually, we'll get them. We'll drag them in here.
They have to.
They have to.
Oh, that part. I did that part. The one where he's like
Oh.
walking the ice to kill the guy.
Hold
Is it
on.
for real?
This one?
Yeah, that's one.
That?
Yeah, that was me. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, dude.
Nice.
Let's go.
There's
Very
more,
good.
but it's like I think like a lot of small scenes, so that's why it's not really stand out. Yeah, I had a great time though working with them. Very productive people. Oh, this thing too. This whole scene here.
I can
made-
see. I can tell, dude. There's something about it.
I can tell.
Dude, it
Yeah, I did
reminds
the
me of
whole
our
scene.
thing, dude.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah. What was it?
the boondoggle?
Wait, what was that animation called again?
No,
Adventure Stick
so I
Figure? Yeah.
I think it's Adventure Stick is what it was.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm not familiar.
It's unreleased thing that I was working on with Sareth. Sareth did so much for it. It was the product essentially that was pending as I lost my contract with Stickpage. And it was a choose your adventure where you would have like 4 options at every impasse. And except it was really funny. Like it was it had a lot of like character animations. Like the whole thing was
Okay.
humor based. And it was so
You-
good.
You could still do that today with YouTube end cards, kind of like how Markiplier did his like a heist
Oh, yeah.
series. And
Oh
I,
my!
I
would
had
love to
considered.
do
I
something
pitched
like
that idea like in 2018 to Hyun if we could do something like that for the dojo, and he gave me the green light, and then I just never did it.
I would love to do something like that, dude.
But I think
that'd be so
think
fun.
I would.
I
Yeah,
love
I'd
that
still love to
stuff.
do that as well. I think we got to do that.
I love
should just
unique
make,
multimedia type stuff.
We should just take the Henry Stick thing and use that as the first experiment of that, because like a lot of it's already done, I think.
Yeah, it would just be parting it
Henry
together.
Stickmin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I went back and looked at it and I was like, damn, we made this stone. Holy shit!
Yeah, we
It's
were
actually
looking at
it's
it's
pretty
so
good.
good. There's so many parts
Yeah,
that
it's
were like
pretty good.
nuts. It didn't
Yeah.
look like I was like, I made this? Like for the ones
Yeah.
that I had, I was like, no way, what?
Yeah.
Yours were like crazy good. We had a whole scene where there was armed duck guards that were having Thanksgiving dinner, and the other guards were like concerned about why they would be eating like their own comrades, and it was
they
just
were turkey.
yeah,
Thanksgiving,
they're like, this doesn't make sense. Why are we eating turkey?
That was great.
So good.
All right, I think I want to move on to the next question. Got a good one. What do you think is the most essential principle in animating a fight scene?
Ooh.
I think staging.
What do you mean by staging?
Like guiding the viewer's eyes properly.
Oh,
I've seen
so
it.
like having good clarity as to what is happening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really think having good pacing, it goes in line with what the clarity and the staging is like. Instead of, I always kind of think of it like verbally, in the sense of if you're watching a stick fight and it's just so much all the time where it's just like it's just like punch kick punch 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 kick punch.
Oh, yeah.
It just keeps going kind of forever. A good stick fight should have like moments within it that are memorable, so it breaks it up. We're like bang,
Yeah.
bang, you know, like it like builds up and does different things that are, you know, Nazul does a really good job with his animations. It's like a really good example where it's like you really see the different moments. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's actually a good point.
I think it's fair to also say that all the principles naturally work together. So I don't think you can credit a single. Oh my God! Sorry, I cannot talk today. I don't think you can credit a single principle for being more important than any of the others. You can be using more of them more in a certain portion of the anime. It kind of depends on your style. Like Nazul, for example, high clarity, high anticipation. I don't know.
Yeah.
Tempo shifts. I like tempo shifts. That's one of my favorite things. But I totally agree that they're all kind of like, they all slingshot. As you start describing one, it leans into the next thing, which leads to the next thing. You know, it just keeps going.
It's variety, honestly.
Variety,
Yeah, because if you do, I actually had that problem back in the day because I just wanted to, me myself get better at doing fight animations. So when I started doing them, I ended up just doing the same thing, right?
Yeah.
And when I got to like a point in the animation that had a lot of content, I realized that, oh my God, this is like the same thing for like 2-3 minutes straight. Nobody likes this, right? And that was actually one of my animations. That's actually what actually ended up happening. But I was just lucky, and people did end up liking it, right?
Yeah.
But
exactly.
I would not recommend that. I don't think that's gonna fly in nowadays age. You absolutely need to spice it up and change it up in some way or another. During the combat, or a different element comes in, or something needs to change or happen.
Right. Mix it up. Keep it fresh.
Yeah. Absolutely. Another question. Do you guys have any advice for hosting a successful collab? I have a good idea, but I think it's my first time hosting, so all the advice would be highly appreciated.
Ooh, this is you, Atena.
Go for it. This is very me. This is very... I'm curious, side question. Stone, how many collabs have you hosted?
I don't know that I have a count, but probably, I mean, honestly, it's probably 10 plus. To be honest, like it's quite a lot.
Ooh.
It's like like a lot.
That is a lot. I think I'm like either nearing 30 or I'm at 30.
Oh my God! Guess how many I have?
How many?
An astounding, great, absolute 0.
That's nice. That's
I've been in a few collabs. I just don't think I'll be able to host one successfully. There's like a whole forum thread we had on it where someone explained like what makes a successful collab, and there's some like harsh truths to it you kind of need to be, you need to be sort of like known in the community. Otherwise, people are not.
Disagree.
What do you feel about that?
I really disagree with that because I was able to find a lot of success earlier in my days without being very well known. I think what's most important is if you're starting out in hosting collaborations, is you localize your animators from your friend group, from people that are already talking to you. Make it more of a personal joint sort of situation. And then the bigger that those projects get, if you still enjoy that process, then those collabs should be clear that you're having fun with those, and people will watch those, and then people will be like, oh, I want to be in one of your collabs. Then you can start hosting more public collaborations, and you can go an application route, you can go a public like submitted entry route. There's a whole lot of different routes that open up for you then. But I think my biggest number one piece of advice is make sure that you as the host are doing 90% of the work. Because I've seen too many collabs where they put too much responsibility and too many instructions for the animators of a collaboration. Remember, they're supposed to be having fun. Yeah, they're supposed to be having fun in your collab. Because, I mean, they're never getting paid. They're not employees of a studio. They're just animators animating something in their free time because this prompt sounds fun. So you want to make sure that you're not asking too much of them. And it's your project, so you should naturally be putting in most of the work. But I see too many projects that ask too much of every other animator, and just so that the host can make the compilation process as easy as possible. So I can
piggyback off of that a little bit, because this kind of goes inside with that, is that my key ingredient was always to have something that was easy to understand. Like, it didn't take like 6-page write-up to understand what it is that's being asked. And also fundamentally having a good idea of what it is that they're animating. Like something that when you're described to as an animator, you almost immediately want to get up and go do it, because it sounds like so much fun to do. It needs to feel light. It needs to feel light and fluffy and inspiring and fun, where you're like, I can't wait to do it right now. So that is like, and that's so, I know that's so vague, but it's also like so critical, because I can't tell you how many times people are like, oh, I have a really cool idea for a collab, and it's either like super bland. They're like, attack the stick figure, he's green, and you're like, okay. And it's like, do you have a demo of like, maybe you do it in a creative way that's going to get me inspired? And they're like, no, it's just, he's going to be this hex color, and you get him, and you're like, I mean,
they like explaining it, but they don't.
It just kills your animation boner immediately. You don't want anything to do with it. But if it's like good,
sorry, like go ahead. I have a really good rule for that. And if I could even pull up an example, I think the Defend the Girl collab, for those who remember that one. Let me pull that one up.
I do remember that one.
Defend the Girl. I think that prompt was really lame and not well done. But it still produced a lot of really good and fun animations. However, the key to making an enticing collab, we'll just skip through this awesome intro, is that you could remove the girl from almost every single entry, and it would still be like its own separate collab. So what I mean by that is none of the animations are dependent on the girl, the yellow stick figure.
Right.
So you could remove the girl and nothing. Oh, hey, it's me.
Oh, hey, hello.
But like, I tried to incorporate the girl into my animation so it makes a little more sense. But I was a little lazy with it. But still, like, you could remove that character from the collab and it would still be a legible collab, which to me tells me that the girl isn't really an integral part of the concept. You just wanted to make a stick fight collab.
Stick fight, yeah. You needed a reason to do it.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Still a cool collab though.
But it's light.
It's got its fun moments.
Light,
but yeah.
But it's light. If this is like something that's coming, someone who's asking this, and you have examples already made, when you're thinking about it as an animator, you're like, okay, like, you're not like, oh wait, what am I gonna do? How would I do it? Like, it doesn't lend me any ideas. Like, at least it's light and fluffy, and you can kind of like, if there's any examples, it would be really easy to kind of like go from there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what I like about those kind of things.
Yeah. I also think when you start a collab, make sure you have an example, because a lot of people just want to start something and they don't want to dedicate themselves to it.
Yeah, if you're not willing to lead the way, then it's not worth your time to do it.
100%. If you don't have a proof of concept, then not nearly as many people are going to be interested in participating, because they don't know what to expect from you. But also what that does is that it helps clarify some of the rules and expectations, so that it shows the potential animators who want to participate what you're expecting from your project.
Yeah.
And I'm even going to pull up my own project. When I announced the rock paper scissors collab, oh wow, here it is. Literally, the teaser is just what the collab's going to look like.
Right,
Yeah.
and I love
a very
that.
Clear example of what to expect.
Like right now, already, I pretty much understand
There you
what my
go.
job is. Yeah, I
Yeah.
pretty much already understand what I would need, what would be asked of me, and how I would do it.
Yeah, because I think when I heard about what the collab's gonna be like, I was trying to visually figure out like, oh, how's that gonna work? That I don't know what that's gonna be like. And when I actually saw the trailer, I was like, oh, okay, immediately know.
Yeah.
immediately get
Yeah,
it.
it all
Yeah, and it
clicked.
should
Yeah,
it should
so
click. You
It's a
shouldn't have to
perfect
go out of
example.
your way to explain. It should be
plain things, yeah.
readable from the first viewing.
It's
But
a
yeah, proof
perfect
of
example.
concept
Yeah.
is crucial.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of tiny stuff that I could say about collabs. I was writing a big Google Doc explaining like the best ways to host certain kinds of collabs. I'm a collab nerd. Like it's a very niche thing to be nerdy about. But I do enjoy it, and I will eventually get back to that document that gives a lot of secrets and tips to hosting collabs. But I'll get to that later.
Oh man, if you finish that, we would even like pin it or post it, like, because we're
Oh, it
thinking
would
of
be-
making like a section on the Discord server where people could just find a lot of resources like sound effects and like tutorials and things like that. Just like one channel. So if you finish that, I would absolutely like put that
Oh
up.
yeah, that I already know from what I have planned for that document. It's going to be an incredibly helpful resource for those wondering how to make a good collab. And I say a lot of the same things that I just said in there. So
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds awesome.
when did Sareth start moderating before the dojo? How'd they get started in the dojo?
Ooh,
I like that question.
Oh.
I don't even know. Tell me.
Sareth lore? I mean,
Yeah,
it's not very.
Sareth
to be
lore.
honest,
yo,
it's not very interesting. I think it was back in like 2015, so it's like almost 10 years now that I've been around.
Wow.
I've been
Respect, sorry.
honestly, I just joined because I was interested in dojo duels and I wanted to help moderate
Oh,
that
what?
part of it. So I used to be just a duel mod, and
In my perspective, it feels like you've been here since it started.
yeah. So
feels
that's
that
what it feels like. When I joined, there was people here that I felt like they've been around for a while, but I didn't join the dojo immediately. I knew about it because I was still like on the IRC channels, and when Fluid Atom sort of died, I think a lot of us just sort of like hung out on like Skype. And I remember like me and Leo for Life used to just do like a lot of Skype calls and stuff together. And at some point he told me that the dojo was looking for moderators, and I was like, oh really? And then I think that's also when they announced Dojo Duels. So I started looking into that, and I was like, oh, Dojo Duels is just like RHG, and I love RHG. I used to be like really active in that. So I was like, let me apply. I don't think I'm gonna get accepted or anything, but I should apply anyway. And I think I remember even my application when I applied was like not that good, but luckily they knew me from Fluid
Yeah.
Atom. They're like, oh yeah, no, we should get Sareth on board. And yeah, it just kind of we kind of just went uphill from there. And I just started like really dedicating myself to Dojo Duels, and I still am. I'm still like actively like helping out in the system, changing it up. I was actually like very involved in moving it from the website to Discord and making sure it runs correctly.
yeah.
So yeah, it's to be honest, everything from that point onwards is kind of like a blur to me. There's people like ask me usually like, what's the craziest incident you've had moderating, which I can't really say, right? But I honestly, even if I was to legitimately answer some of them, I can't really because I don't even remember myself. It's just been so many points in my life where there's like crazy moderation things happening. I don't even remember all of it. There's too much. It's been too many incidences, so I can't honestly tell you guys too much because I don't even remember myself, sadly.
Or he's gatekeeping and just doesn't want to tell us.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Guys, Hyun's just napping, by the way. I just want to reiterate. We're just hanging out. We're just hanging out with our buddy while he takes a nap. He's just a very heavy sleeper. Heavy sleeper. So, yeah, it's also part of his prescribed treatment. We've gone over this before. Remember, he was in the hospital and she's hovering. Why is she hovering?
Well, I mean, is she a ghost? Like, she doesn't sound like it.
didn't put in my moaning and groaning. It's a new patch for me. The undead AI doctor is like the development team working on my script is very underfunded, but I'm still needed to check on my clients.
Okay, yeah. Okay, bye.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Is she just like in our space? I know humans only observe what is it, like 0.0035% of the light spectrum. But does that just mean she's just around us at all times? We don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's creepy.
Right, I guess she could be anywhere.
I guess.
She's just off to a better start. Oh my god!
Oh god!
Always here. I'm in your dreams. Okay. Twice removed from reality. Isn't in reality because it's AI, and then died.
Somehow
AI,
died question mark?
Undead AI died question mark died in actually that's an actual thing. You can look that up. We as humans only observe 0.0035% of the light spectrum.
Light spectrum? That is crazy. I did actually
and the light
not know
spectrum
that.
is everything we see around us. So we are essentially living in almost effectively 100% of reality we don't observe. Just
There's
happening all around us.
Just to go like slightly off topic, there was a guy who apparently he had like an eye surgery or something for some reason. I forgot like why, but they didn't realize or took into account that when they did that, he was able to see more colors or like the light spectrum.
Oh,
and,
dude.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was wacky for him because like the first time he noticed something was off is that when he went grocery shopping and they did the scanning on like the food packs and stuff, and the light, he could actually see the light from the machine when it does. Like he saw a flash, and he was like, "What is that flash?" Because you're not supposed to see that, right? And it's crazy. I need to like find that video.
And he can't. He's like, "Yo, there's so many cool colors," and they're like, "What does it look like?" He's like, "Well, it looks like."
I can't.
He literally can't describe it because it looks like you know what a color looks like. If you know what it looks like that.
It looks like that.
It looks like a color you can't. It's like he's just trapped with all this wonderful information. He can't share it to anyone. Here, let me take a picture of it. He takes a picture and shows it. It's just a picture of like the ground. No!
It's the close I can get.
He's pointing at it. It's right there. Do you see it? No, dude. It's just the grass.
All right. Next question. What things would you say help someone get back into animation after a long time of not doing it?
Oh, this one's easy for me, dude.
Well, go. I know you experienced this.
Dude, watch animations. Find recent animations that are your specific flavor. Because if you're watching animations for a while, there's going to be a certain type of animation that you enjoy more than others. Find a bunch of those and just scroll and click and just keep going. And I guarantee you spend 30 minutes doing that, and you're gonna want to get animating something. If anything, a short test, a little just something. You'll doodle something out because it's gotta for me, I gotta get out of my system at that point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that's an easy answer for me as well. Sorry. I have so many different projects of different varieties, and it's hard to find motivation for some of those. But then, I watch something or listen to something that's related to the thing that I'm working on that I got inspired from in the first place, and then all of a sudden I'm inspired to work on it again.
Yep.
It really is that easy. You just have to go out of your way to watch something. Ooh.
And then it just takes over. It just happens to you.
It just does.
Honestly, I think
at least to some people. I don't know if that's something that can happen to everyone.
It's a fuel. To me, it's a fuel source. And you're just on E. And you want to take your car somewhere. You go get gas. You got to put gas in the car if you want to go somewhere. Yeah. You got to put gas in your system if you want to have energy to animate. So the fuel is inspiration and animation. You got to fill that tank. Fill the tank, then get to work.
Actually, for me, when I watch people's animations and stuff, or even anime, I actually don't get inspired from it. So I'm actually one of the odd people that's does not apply, because I actually get inspired when I come up with a good idea, and I'm like, oh, that sounds like it'll be a lot of fun to animate, or I feel like this would make a really good story section. So I'm like,
I'm
oh, like,
glad you
I
mentioned
need to
that.
work.
I'm
Yeah.
glad you mentioned that because anime doesn't inspire me to animate.
Yeah, actually, like
Because I think it
animation just in
overwhelms me
general.
a little bit. Like
Yeah,
in the
because it's
sense
too
of
good.
it's really and I feel like it's like out of touch for me. But like specifically stick figure animations that get me jacked for animating.
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah, 'cause that's
where those
Usually
animations lose me is because you look at one shot and it's made by like 10 different people working on the same thing.
And it's so good. It's so impressive.
It's so
like,
good,
crazy.
but that's because there's so many different people working on it. Whereas stick figure animations usually made by a single guy or girl. I don't judge.
Yeah, and there's something in with that, and there's something relatable to it. There's something tangible to it, and then they you know that they're working under like the same constraints that you are, and when they do something just that impressive, you're like, wow, like that's so cool. Like, and then you think to yourself, like, okay, like I'm gonna get there. I can do that. Like, let's do that. I want to do something like that. And I don't know. That's what gets me to the table.
Yeah. For me, it's just like I have to come up with a good idea. I have to hook in myself into it because I don't think there's been like very few points in my life where I watched something and I actually got so inspired by it I had to maybe like Lord of the Rings or something like that, right?
I mean, that's great.
Yeah,
it can become. Inspiration comes everywhere though, too. You know.
Yeah, it can come from anywhere. Because like for Stone, I get it.
People, Mala says,
Yeah, for Stone, it makes sense because he's like directly does stick animation stuff. But like for me, like it's like no animation I've seen. I feel like I get really inspired from it. It happens like very rarely, in my opinion. It's more so like when they have a really good idea in it rather than the animation itself.
Yeah,
that's like what inspires me because I'm like, oh, that's such a cool idea because I can think of something cool to do with that as well.
Right.
Yeah, so it's more so like the concepts and ideas that get me inspired. So yeah, if you have a hard time getting inspired, then honestly, I would just say you need to sit down for a while and just think what you actually want to do and animate on, and what gives you like gears driving.
Yeah,
because,
hunt your
that's,
inspiration.
Like, yeah, because like sometimes you kind of just do what other people do, and then you kind of lose motivation, right? And I think that's what happened to me when I started with stick figure animations. At some point, I was just like, I kind of just want to do a different project that actually like it's been in the back of my head, and I kind of been wanting to like work on it. And I started just like feeling that more, and I thought of more ideas on top of that. And eventually, I was just like, oh my god, okay, like now I'm really hyped to work on this. So yeah, that's what I do.
Stone, can you get Hyun up?
Let me see. Well, buddy, hey.
Wait, hold on. Don't actually do it.
No, let me try. Let me try from like I'm gonna like. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna transcend time. Let me see if I can like reach further.
Are you crazy?
Hyun. Hyun. It's me.
You can't. He's prescribed to be sleeping. You can't wake him up.
Oh yeah, that's my bad. Sorry, I was trying to like reach through the dimensions to get to him, but yeah, I guess. I mean, yeah, he's resting. He's been like this for. I mean, a minute. You know, this is where he wanted to be. I mean, he's supposed to like connect with nature. And this was his first choice.
Yeah,
so
I guess you could say
right
it's pretty spiritual.
Yeah,
spiritual activity.
I mean, aside from him, people are dying to be here. So
yeah.
What is on top of his head? This is what is it? Is
a little bit of dirt. I was a little sloppy with it, admittedly. I didn't dig the hole deep enough. It was like a
really harsh winter. It was a really, really harsh winter. So like we had to multiple layers. You know, we had to like remove. Yeah,
but like
because I realized I was not fed for like a week, and I was like, what's going on? Came here, just saw him like sleeping here.
Yeah, well, I was supposed to like, we were supposed to have dug it deep enough so that we could fit his whole body in there, and then we just like put one of those like scuba masks on.
Yeah.
But like I didn't dig deep enough. Like the dirt gets real hard and solid in the winter. So despite the fact we're just getting out of summer, but
he was not helping at all.
No,
like that was the most ridiculous thing to me is like he just was already dead asleep the whole time. So like it was just like it was like a heavy ragdoll the entire. Like, he wasn't putting in any legwork to make us.
It's
any
like he didn't care. Like he didn't
at
respond
all.
to us. He didn't respond to us either. Like
not even a little.
So
bit.
disrespectful.
There was
So
so many
different.
times that I thought we were like, I was like, oh man, that's gonna wake him up. You know, dropping the
Yeah.
shovel
Yeah,
directly
I
on
accidentally
his
dropped
forehead.
him.
I'm like, oh,
Yeah, I dropped him. Like I thought for sure. I was like, oh fuck. But,
nothing,
like,
nothing.
no, nothing. But like it, you know, we're his friends, so we gotta help him out.
Man,
Yeah, and the show must
What
go
is-
on. Obviously,
Yeah.
obviously, we
Yeah.
have on the pod still, so Dojocast has to be here.
you
Mhm.
thought you get out of this, didn't you, Hyun? But no,
Yeah,
no, not
dude,
you.
Dude, I'm just gonna be. I'm gonna be honest. I think that's what I thought was gonna happen at the hospital. He was like, I'm gonna get some rest. I'm gonna
Like, oh, you're
schedule
not
my
going
hospital
anywhere.
visit. I'm gonna schedule my hospital visit right for Dojocast. Nah, dude, we got to show him that we'll bring all the equipment to him.
Yeah, we're dedicated.
We're dedicated. It's gonna happen. So if he's napping outside in the wilderness with a bunch of his friends, fine. We'll meet him here. We'll be
We'll
here.
here.
Yeah,
We're gonna follow you everywhere, Hyun. I hope you know that. What do you have to say for
Yeah.
yourself, buddy?
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
Not really, huh? That's what I thought.
Wow.
Damn.
That's right.
Damn, dude. What the?
Oh my god, we're like, we're completely like.
Let's look at some art. Let's look at some. Wow, look at
All
that.
right.
Oh, look at that. That's
Zoe
beautiful.
Rose Art 19.
It seems so warm. That reminds me of like a D&D dragon I had. I played D&D for years. I like my story.
Yeah.
And everyone
This
always wanted a
is
pet. I wanted a rose gold dragon. So that's
As
really
like in
cool.
your D&D
It's really
campaign.
cool.
As a pet?
Yeah, I had a D&D campaign for like 4 years, and
Yeah.
I had a rose gold dragon as one of my pets as a druid. So that's really cool.
Very nice.
Very
Beautiful.
warm
Yeah,
looking.
I like all the particles.
Good job, Zoe.
Zoe
Their
job.
little,
Rose.
their
Sit up.
little splatter
Sit up.
texture. Very nice. All right, our next one is from Shady Sky.
Yo.
This is a neat one.
This one was like really high quality one. It was like a very big picture. I don't even know how to detect the texture on it, like the face and stuff like that, but it looks amazing. Really good
Yeah,
job.
The hand like towards like wherever the light source is, like the effects on that are really cool. Like it looks really like it's like
Yeah.
bending the light and it's like shining right there. Like the lens flare is really cool.
Yeah.
What do you
I was
call
very
that?
impressed.
That effect you see like with the blue, like with the RGB.
I don't know.
reflecting
I was
off of
trying
the
to come up with
edges.
a
What is
that's
Oh,
No.
when it's like the light, there's like a slightly red on the right side and a little bit of a different color on the right side of an object. I think it's called chromatic aberration.
that? Yeah,
it reminds
that,
me of
that.
yeah. It reminds
Yeah,
me of the what is it? Alpha versus Tarantula text when Hyun or Turquoise first did that with the text.
Yeah.
I was like, "Whoa!" We're like, "You can do that!"
Man, Phil
Whoa,
always
new
came up
text
with
drop,
crazy
what the-
stuff.
Yeah,
Very good, very good.
Miffy.
Yeah, Miffy, thank you for the thank you for the $10.
that?
We'll just call it $10.
Yes, yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you, Miffy.
Thank you very much.
Glad to see you guys. It's cool everyone being here for like the pod. Also, shout out to everyone who's been here for all the episodes.
Oh,
We are
yeah.
always like so ecstatic after the live episode to just like see all the regulars and like multiple people that have been coming back after episode, and all the people
Yeah.
who are leaving comments after the video too. Like a lot of you left comments. We're seeing them all. Like a lot, even like right now when we're not able to like address every single line as it comes through. Like we're still all just going through it. So thank you guys so much for being here. It's really awesome.
Yeah, we
Yeah, I
appreciate
super
it.
appreciate it. If your
Last
question
one.
doesn't get answered in the stream, just make sure to always come back to the next stream and ask it again.
Yeah.
Yes. Last art.
Well, start.
Ashix.
That's
Yo,
This
sick.
one's
go.
much more simple, but really good.
Dude, clouds
Just
done
pretty,
well is so
yeah.
hard. That's so cool.
Yeah, the perspective on this is like killer because it actually legitimately feels like you're like down low on the grass. So they did like a really good job on this. Unfortunately,
warm palette.
their social medias is NSW, so I couldn't like share them.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's just like the Discord names. If you want to like look them up on Discord, you can like look that name.
Makes me feel like
Whatever-
I'm about to get buried. How
Dude,
topical.
whenever I see whenever I see shots like this, I always like to think it's like way more nefarious. Like right now, we're actually the POV. We're a lion. We're about to like just jump through pounds.
Art is up for interpretation.
Exactly. It's all peaceful, but I'm like, nah, this is like a lion looking for a snack.
Yeah, you could be getting buried. You could be a lion.
Yeah. Or you could
Either
just be
way,
taking a
great
6 to 8 month nap. You know what I mean?
It could be Hyun. That's Hyun's perspective.
This is Hyun's actual perspective right now, dude.
Oh,
His
man,
eyes
so it
just
looks like
above the
Hyun?
grass.
Damn,
This
Hyun,
is
no
like-
wonder you want to wake up. This is beautiful.
Nah, just replace the dude in the picture with an otter with a witch hat.
Yeah, the backside of an otter. with
Yeah,
a
it's because
witch
that's
hat
all he's seeing. He doesn't even see the pretty sky. He just sees my giant ass hat.
He's like, guys, you won't believe the craziest dream I just had. I saw this otter with a wizard hat, and it was talking
Yeah,
to me.
and it's like
for
this is crazy.
months.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then I'm just there like, hey, Hyun. And it's like, oh god, that's it. It's right there.
Kill it.
Goes
Kill him
pale.
and fire.
Yeah, runs to the corner of the room. No.
All right.
Yeah. If you guys want to get your art featured, just join our Discord server and post it like in the art portal. Just remember, like the moment you join, I'll post probably like a Discord invite in a second. But if you join, you have to like wait 24 hours before you can do anything on the server. Just keep that in mind.
Yeah, I
post
look
it right
forward to
here.
seeing the art every time.
Yeah.
Those are fun.
You're so good.
Yeah.
They're so good.
King Bob asks, "What's your favorite food?"
Okay. I actually have a really interesting and unique answer to this. At least I think it is now.
Ooh, okay.
This is somewhat on my anniversary of I have now not eaten any meat at all for an entire year.
What?
Just as a challenge to myself and to see what it would be like to go meatless. I have officially, as of September 19th, not eaten any meat at all for an entire year.
What?
Yeah.
Did you celebrate with meat?
No, but my favorite food / like meal, like dinner, would still be roasted salmon with capers, butter, and lemon with
Ooh.
broccoli and sweet potato. That's
See,
still would be my
but
favorite.
like, how could you do that to yourself? Because you made it so you can't have your favorite food.
I did, but like honestly, I've quit in separate occasions. I've quit dairy, sugar, bread, caffeine, and meat, and I can tell you, without a doubt, the hardest one was sugar. Sugar
Oh yeah.
and the effect it has on your body.
Oh,
It is like, dude, it is literal mind control. It is so crazy how quick your brain gets taken over by your gut for whatever the microbes that you feed when you give it sugar, how quickly they start to convince you to be like, oh, you just had like you can have like an Oreo, right? You have an Oreo. And then later it's like, well, since you had an Oreo yesterday, you could have a couple today. What's the big deal? Like it literally like instantly tendrils around your brain again. And it's like, you need this. And it's the little microbes that you're feeding that are sending that signal to your brain. Meat was way easier than I thought it would be. And I still live a completely normal life. Like I still go to the same restaurants. It's just a lot of the things that have meat in them, either I will substitute out or simply just not have the meat. Like I get Taco Bell still somewhat frequently, like once or twice a month, right? And I literally get the beefy 5-layer burrito because the way that it's the other ingredients that aren't in regular burritos, I just sub out the beef for more beans. And it's totally fine. But yeah, my favorite food would still be that or a nice ribeye steak. But yeah.
What
I
about
haven't
you,
had meat
Sareth?
for a year now.
oh me?
No, Sareth, you
I just
go.
like fish. I just like fish.
Just any fish.
Yeah.
That's
I
such an otter
see
answer,
all of
dude.
them,
What the? Seeing your,
I just like fish.
seeing
really
your
are.
I go-
little guy.
I go banana crazy when I see fish. You don't want to see me when I eat fish. I'm a
Seeing
whole
your
different
little
otter.
guy, dude. Just fish. No description
I
either,
just like
dude.
fish.
Such an otter answer. Just fish. How they
I just
are.
like fish.
Real quick, I want to show a video that a friend of mine
Okay.
showed me like years ago, but I think this kind of fits right now, and this is the only time I'll ever get to show it. It's a video called Zach Eats a Banana, and it is one of my favorite videos on the internet. I saw someone in chat say
Okay.
that they like bananas. But it's this guy who eats a banana for the first time.
No way.
Yeah.
What?
And it's so funny.
And that's gonna be my breakfast.
He's gonna open it wrong. Don't do it. He's just gonna bite it with like the wrapper,
That's all
the
they
peel on
had
it.
at the store. Didn't have much
No.
What's this?
choice. Here we go.
The first step is gonna be awful. I know it.
How do you open these? again?
Don't.
How do you open this?
Oh my god! No!
No.
No! You pinch that. That's
He opened it
technically
from the
okay.
bottom.
There you
Okay.
go.
Okay,
That's
so
right.
surprised.
Here
Yes.
we go. Ew, this part looks. What is this?
I did that part of too. Why?
Yeah.
I don't do it like
same.
that, but I pinch it off. I don't know why.
Like,
Do what?
He doesn't like the smell.
Well, how do you like the
It's like
soap?
Oh no.
Oh gosh. Oh, that tastes like polyester. Oh god.
like it's not that bad, but like
Can't be that bad.
Yeah.
Here's another bite.
Here's another bite.
Oh god.
Another bite.
Oh, that tastes like rotten vanilla. Oh god.
Rotten vanilla.
Dude, that's such a good way to describe it though. 'Cause
That is a
what
great
is
one.
this taste good? It's not that bad though. Like,
wait, no, that's one of my favorite descriptions from him. Listen.
Oh. Tastes like someone coated a clean diaper in sugar. Oh god, I want to vomit. Oh gosh, I feel like I'm eating spiders. Oh god. Oh. I just gagged.
what did he come with this?
Oh,
This guy is so descriptive. He needs to be a GM.
Oh, he's so fun. I believe he has a TikTok. Yeah, Zach Payne is a fantastic person. We did an animated collaboration on this very video.
why
It
do
was very
people
fun.
like these things?
Oh, that is so good.
Oh, that's
Rotten vanilla, new band name, dude. I called it.
rotten vanilla. So, yeah.
That is the best one.
Anyway,
That's
my favorite
so
food is
good.
French bread pizza.
Whoa.
If I had to answer honestly, my favorite is actually just straight up. What's it called? Shit, I forgot what it's called. Like, it's like the what's the most popular pizza?
Okay, the most like, I would say deep dish is like a popular form of pizza.
Do you mean like just topping, or like
Yeah,
what
the
type of
topping.
pizza?
Pepperoni. Oh my god, I don't know why I had a brain fart
Dude,
there.
I forgot about
I just
pepperoni
wish-
pizza. Also, hang on, you
Yeah.
lied to us about your favorite food.
Damn.
No, I still like fish too. I have a hard time deciding if I like that or pepperoni pizza. Maybe if I just combine it, fish pizza.
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is
you could.
actually
You
a thing.
could do
I had
that.
At one
You
point,
could do that.
I actually had that at one point, like a fish pizza. It's not good. I
He's
was
like,
gonna
it's
say
not
right
what you
now,
think.
It's not good.
You're like, well, it's how I did it though. I took a full, unfilleted, just fish, right? Didn't cook it, and then I just rolled the cooked pizza around it like a burrito, and then I just ate it like that. It was probably like the method you took. That's probably.
Oh no, what poetry said. That's what it was. Anchovies. It was anchovies on pizza.
Oh,
Yeah, that
anchovies
is
are
a
good
thing.
though.
Yeah, I
That's
had it at a
crazy.
restaurant. I had it, and I didn't like it. I just didn't like it at all. I think none of us could
It
finish
is a
it. I think
weird.
it's-
It is a weird thing. Like, who did that first? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
a
yeah,
lot
what
of
were
the
they
toppings
thinking?
make sense, and someone's like, "Hey, dude, what about like pickled fish?" And someone's like, "No," and he's like, "I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make this be a thing forever." Sorry, everyone's doing this forever now as an option.
I've never even had an anchovy, but it still sounds gross. I've never heard an anchovy described in a way that sounds appealing.
It tastes
Yeah,
a lot
same.
like, to me. I got anchovies before I quit meat. Actually, just before I quit meat, because I specifically wanted to try it, and I got them from Costco, and it tastes very similar to me, like tuna. It was anchovies in oil. It's like a really fishier tuna. It's like that's what it reminded me of. It falls apart though. They're like literally, like you go to grab it, they're just like they fall apart completely. But it wasn't. It was good. It was good. I gave it to my chickens now.
All right.
Yeah, it was actually I stopped eating meat because I was eating a chicken sandwich in front of my chickens, and I was like, "This feels weird." Like I
They're
love to
just
care for them
watching you?
so much, and I'm like, I call them my bobbies because I call them babies, but I go, "What's up, my bobbies? My bobbies?" And I just open my window. I literally open up my bedroom window. I go, "Oh, bobbies," and they all go, "Oh!" They all like start running and like whining and making sounds towards me. I love you, bobbies, and I would just sit there eating, like just plowing through a chicken sandwich. I'm like, this is weird. This is strange. Like they don't even know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
They ask another question, and I was going to ask this earlier and I forgot. But what's a food or drink that you do not like? And I want to add on to it. What's a food or drink that is popular and a lot of people like, but you don't like? I will start, and I will put myself in the crosshair. I hate steak and sushi.
What?
Steak is just too difficult to eat, and it doesn't taste good enough for me to go through the effort. No matter what seasoning you put on it, it's just not that good in my opinion.
Dude,
and sushi, it literally makes me want to vomit.
Yeah. Okay, sushi I can see. Like I honestly can see. Like sushi also has a wider spectrum. Like sushi, you could have like California rolls, which typically has like a cooked meat or not even in any like meat in it at all, and it's like a very bland, quote unquote, still sushi thing. But then sushi also goes down to like sashimi, which is like raw fish. So I can see that, but like steak, damn.
No,
Yeah,
I get
steak
a lot
is
of
like
hate
a
for that.
wild one.
That's crazy. I don't even eat meat, and that's wild.
I can't stand it. Yeah, and
It's
lamb
crazy.
as well. Lamb and pork chop are like steak for me as well. I can't do either of those.
Wow.
All of them?
Yeah, no, I hate any food that is similar
I was never
to
a fan
steak.
of pork chops. I was never a fan of pork chops. It was too dry to me.
Did you get this, chat? You hear what I just said?
Dude, okay, what's your hot take food then? Sareth, what's your hot take food that you hate?
You know
that
what's
other people
funny?
like, typically?
You know how I said I like fish earlier?
Like, I
I
hate
kind of
fish.
don't like sushi. I don't like sushi either.
You don't like sushi? Finally! He gets it.
my god!
Ironic, isn't it?
He gets it.
Yeah. Nah.
Okay.
I think I tried it. But my friends told me I need to get the right kind of sushi or like really fresh sushi is what Hyun said. But like I went to this restaurant once and I ordered it and I got it and I didn't like it, but I was like I should try it again at some point and just go to a different restaurant. I did it again and then I tried it and I was like nope, still don't like it. So I don't know. Maybe if I come to like America once, I'll go to where people recommend me I should go, and I'll try it for one last time, and then I'll decide then. But I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna like it.
Yeah, I think my issue is I just don't like seafood in general. I can do salmon. I do enjoy a good salmon if it's seasoned right.
Yeah.
But like any other seafood, I hate. So I don't think it's that surprising that I hate sushi. Because even if it's cooked or if it's raw sushi, any sushi I've had is, personally.
Yeah. Mollis brings up a good point. I feel sometimes it's how you cook / prepare the food that people dislike rather than the type of food. And I also want to add to that like a lot of times people will make their opinion based off that first time. And the biggest thing that I think people made a 180 on, or at least have for me, is Brussels sprouts. Because I feel like, especially over in the West, most vegetables are just done terribly. They just like steam everything and that's it. And it just becomes like a mush, a tasteless mush. If you roast, I got really good with vegetables, obviously this last year. Roasting vegetables with seasoning and olive oil, you need to do that now. Like if you hate Brussels sprouts because you usually have been served like these hot, mushy, fart-smelling Brussels sprouts, take them, cut them in half, roast them with olive oil, salt, pepper, and garlic salt, and then your life will change. It'll do a total 180. So like the preparation is like so big, so big.
Yeah. I had Brussels sprouts for the first time a few weeks ago, and I was actually in one of our meetings about the Dojocast when I was eating it.
Oh, really?
I think we had to talk about this, right?
Yeah, we had to talk about this exact thing.
Okay, I'm gonna do my quick little thing because I'm gonna educate people because I'm a huge garden nerd, right? And I think it's what I did in your. So, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, kale, cabbage, cauliflower, and kohlrabi are all the same plant.
Oh, I do remember.
They're all brassicas, is what they're called. They're literally the same plant where they have gone through and genetically selected different aspects to divert them into different things. For instance, if you look at the broccoli and it has comes up and it has little heads and those little beads, the Brussels sprout is if those little beads on the top of the broccoli actually fully formed into a much larger size. They're the same. They're all different parts of the same wild mustard plant that have been like genetically selected and bred as different things. So but they're all very, very similar. But yeah, brassicas, very good, very tasty, very good.
Yeah, when I had Brussels sprouts for the first time a few weeks ago, I obviously come in with context that like they're very smelly. No one really likes them. So I didn't expect to like it, but my girlfriend, my lovely girlfriend, made them in just the perfect, like you said, with olive oil. I believe she used onion powder, garlic salt, pepper, salt, all the above.
That's
and
perfect.
then roasted in the oven. They are borderline addictive. I literally begged her to cook it again in one of the following weeks. It's
a
so
staple.
good.
Yeah,
It's a
They are
staple
so
here.
good.
It's staple here. It's so good. It's
They're-
night and day, right? Night and day. If you've
Night
ever
and
had them
day.
before,
It didn't even taste like a vegetable. It was a treat.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like we make a big old bowl of them. And if you eat meat, people will also will do bacon bits. Like they'll cook bacon and chop it up and throw it in there too. Also with like a balsamic glaze, and you could just go crazy. It's so good. You can eat the best thing about veggies.
We need to stop.
You can just go. You can just go forever. You can eat as many veggies as you want because they're so good for you and they're so light in calories, and you can eat pounds and pounds and pounds of them until you're just bursting at the seams.
Okay, we need to get back on topic. Stone.
Yeah.
Hot take.
Hot take food. Hot take. Okay, so I'm basically a garbage disposal. Now that I think about it, when I was a kid, I was more a picky.
Have some self-respect, man.
Well, no, I mean in the sense that I love almost all food, and I really am not picky at all. My hot takes, I think, aren't hot takes. I don't know how anyone puts candy corn in their mouth without it being a punishment of some sort. I think candy corn is a crime against humanity. I feel as though they stopped making candy corn in 1949, and every year after Halloween, they just go in the dumpster and grab all the uneaten candy corns and put them right back in the bags to put them out next year.
Yeah, there's something with that.
I disagree. I disagree. They're
really
wonderful. I love candy corn.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't say it's I wouldn't say it's anywhere near my favorite candy, but it's good. If you put it in front of me, I'll eat it.
It's edible. Just to say it's edible to me is a hot take.
But it's not edible. It is edible. That's not what I meant. It's not just edible. No. We will agree to disagree, but it's okay that you're wrong.
I'm glad that it's a hot take. You could be wrong, but I'm glad it is a hot take because okay, that's my soft take because I think that is at least a 50-50 split because I think if you Google that, it's the worst, unanimously the worst candy. But second is, and I think this is maybe more of a hot take, I don't like olives, black olives.
No way!
I do not like black olives.
I hate olives.
I feel like I'm eating. I feel like I'm eating scuba suit.
No.
I feel like I'm eating someone's scuba suit. I like putting them on my fingers when I was a kid.
They just
but
taste
that's about
rotten.
it.
They've gone bad anytime.
What the?
Yeah.
They
Dude, I love olives.
Worse than that, the green olives, with the red pit, the red centers.
No, that's not the one I like.
Awful.
No.
How did we take such a hard pivot from animation to food?
That's what this
what the hell?
Yeah.
Shut back me up on this.
I love olive
Thanks.
oil. Big favorite. Big fan of olive oil. Use it all the time. Olives, hard pass. I don't know. It doesn't seem like a food at all. It seems like scuba suit. They make a rubber sound when you rub them together. Like it's like sneakers. Sneakers.
I never had candy corn. I don't think that's a thing where I'm at. You know what you should do? Because you guys are so diverse on it, you should put up can you do polls on YouTube?
I don't know.
See people decide.
Oh,
Is that
in
a thing
chat?
you could do
I think you could do that in chat.
Yeah.
Boom.
I'll
Dude,
do that. I'll do that.
What is the worst Halloween candy? The first result is candy corn.
Candy corn?
Uh-huh.
You think so?
I just Googled it. That's what Google said.
Really?
That's internet.com/internet.
I mean, it's like Nickelback. They're not that bad, but everyone makes fun of them for the meme.
Dude, no, I like Nickelback.
Then why are you trying to argue? What the fuck?
No, dude, but candy corn is awful.
No,
I was so
I never
sad
had
as a kid.
It's not.
I would eat them.
Bad.
Okay, when I was a kid, let's just say this: when I was a kid and I was desperate and I loved my candy from Halloween, I would eat all my Halloween candy. But there was two things at the bottom of the bag, and I felt like I was like I had to eat them. For some reason, I gotta finish the bag off, and it's been a week. This is the last thing there. There was those little chalk straws that you'd pretend were cigarettes when you were a kid. That's literally just like a chalk. There was those, and the candy corn, and I felt like it was like a task, like it was an accomplishment.
Wait,
if I can get those down.
Describe it to me. What does it taste like? Is it just like corn? Candy doesn't taste like corn?
No, it looks like it is the shape of corn technically.
Yeah,
like a full kernel. I don't know how to describe it. It's like a buttery, waxy flavor.
Okay, but like, shut up because because candy corn is 50-50 on our poll right now.
I can believe that.
what?
So
I
it's
can believe,
it's
I can
not
still
the
believe
worst.
it.
I think black licorice is the worst candy.
Oh my god.
Oh,
you-
okay,
dude,
no, I'm here
licorice.
with you on that. Black
Yeah,
licorice is
nah,
awful.
dude.
Like that.
Black
That's like
licorice is awful.
that's the easy answer. Everyone can agree on that, right?
Oh my god, I completely
I don't know,
forgot
but
about
I thought
licorice.
candy corn. I thought candy corn was the easy answer, to be honest.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
I genuinely
definitely
disagree with
licorice.
you. Our
I was-
relationship has been affected by this.
I like how it's a literal coin flip in the poll too. It's literally a coin flip.
It's like so
Holy
50-50, yeah.
Thought my
That's
birth.
crazy.
Dude, have you guys ever played the Jackbox game? The
Yeah.
one where it's like a 50-50 one? Where like you have to come up with a question that divides the room. into
This has
50-50.
got to
That's
be
really-
it. This is the
So?
perfect
this is
one.
it. one.
Yeah. Do you
Oh
enjoy
my
candy
Greatest
corn?
question.
It is so
That's
50-50.
crazy.
Like, I don't see anything wrong. Okay, we got to move on. We could argue about this all day, and we only got like 5 minutes left.
Episode 12 is candy corn.
We're going to start it off like that. It'll go on for another hour and a half. We'll,
Yeah, we
we'll
should
involve
move
Hyun.
Yep. We'll have to wake him up.
I'll split the
That's
room. That's it.
crazy.
Loonstar, thank you. The Jackbox
Split
games
the
will
room.
split the room.
Yeah. Very fun game, by the way. It's one of my
Wow. We did it. This has been a social experiment. It took us the entire podcast, but we finally actually delivered exactly what the main goal was, which was to see if we could split the room on a subject.
I guess. Was
Yeah.
that the goal?
Yes.
favorites. Good answer. One of life's greatest
Retroactively, yes.
mysteries.
Right. Hyun, raise up right now if you and disprove it
If you-
otherwise.
He has no opinion on this, huh?
Yeah.
No, I guess he's deciding he's doing the smart influencer thing and staying silent.
Yeah.
Staying,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm gonna stay
Like protecting
neutral.
his reputation.
Oh, dude.
Well, wait, here's a good question, but I think we might have already answered this. What is your favorite animation that you did?
Oh.
Does it have to be animation or can it be collab or
Yeah, I think it's something you
Let's
worked on.
just-
I think it'd be fair.
just a prod? Okay, well we
Well-
could answer both. They're probably looking for
Oh,
animation.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Right.
recency,
Go first.
yeah, recency bias for myself is probably my newest song that I can't talk about.
Oh, that's why you
but-
said collaboration.
Well, yeah. Well, it wasn't even a collab. It's just music. I'm just really happy with it. But animation-wise, it's probably the world's smallest stick fight, a joint that I did with Loonsar. Is probably one of the smoothest animations I've ever done, and the sync is so good. And it's to an AJR song, which is always a banger. I think that's probably my personal favorite.
Nice,
Dude.
nice.
Dude, for me, I mean, it's pretty tough. Like, I feel like I have a recency bias too, because like I really, genuinely like the choreography nuance of the Andre versus Koa. I know, I don't know if Hatena, if you've seen it. I just Sareth, you've at least seen some of it.
Which
Yeah,
one
yeah.
is Koa?
It hasn't it's not actually out yet. It's the white one with the rings. Like I don't remember the end. It has all the
I've
rings
seen
that
you
spawn
working
out
on
and everything.
it, and I think
Yeah.
you asked me for some help figuring out the
Yes.
choreography, but I never actually
Yeah.
like really paid attention to it.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. But if it wasn't something, if it's something that's ever released, I'd have to say Get Stronger. That's probably my favorite thing that I worked on, which I hated when it was done. So it's made a 180 for me. I actually do enjoy that.
Sareth?
I was trying to think this whole time, but honestly, like it's all a blur to me. Even when it comes to animation.
Are you even an
I would say-
animator?
No, I've been using an AI this whole time to do it for me.
I knew it.
Funny enough.
Since
It was the AI.
2012.
AI, wait.
Yeah.
Please don't take my job, okay? I'm being patched to do. Oh, okay.
Wanted that be over
Uh,
quickly.
I guess it's just the one I'm working on right now. This is the one, the most recent memory, because I'm having a lot of fun working on the one I'm doing. I feel like I'm finally like doing what I want to do, because I was for such a long time I was just working on things I didn't want to
Yeah.
for people. So I'm finally like I was always scared of working on it, but when I actually started doing it, it was actually like a lot more fun than I anticipated.
Yeah.
Yeah. we'll end this off on one final question. A lot of people have been asking, what's with the otter stuff? Like, why is that? Why is that your identity?
I actually had a friend who showed me an otter video, and I had like no idea how cute they were. So when I just saw it, I was like, "Oh my god, this is my spiritual animal." If I had a Patronus and from Harry Potter, it would be an otter.
It'd be an otter. Why the
yeah,
hat?
it'd be an otter.
Why the hat?
Yeah, but it's I think it's just because my duelist has like a witch hat, so people started like associating the two together. I didn't even like think of that, and people said like her pet should just be an otter, and I was like, "Oh my god, you're wait, what is this feeling?"
Worlds collide.
Yeah. And then just people started drawing art and fan art of it.
Ten is like that feeling when the hat and the otter came together. That's what candy corn tastes like.
But listen, it's not my favorite candy. But like, if it's in front of me, I'll eat it, no questions asked. But like, I'm not gonna go out of my way to eat it, and it's not in my top 10 candies, of course. But like, it's still good. It's still good. And the poll currently at 45 votes, 64% of them do enjoy candy corn. Fuck you. That's
shout out to the real ones, dude. The 36%. You know it's not real.
They're not
candy.
No, they're not the real
food.
ones. They're not the real ones. We're ending this here. I hate you forever because of this. We are never being friends again.
Ever.
Never.
Never.
This is. I don't even like. It's not even that good, that great of a candy. It's just like good. It's not like great, but like I still fuck you.
I will die on this hill. It is trash.
All right, we'll go ahead and end it here.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.